explain how the Three Stooges end up in the book.
Oh, yeah. So this is the one. The Three Stooges, I will tell you, are in this book. And my wife said to me, "Do not put the Three Stooges in this book, please." She said, "I hate the Three Stooges."
Yeah,
And
right. It's a guy thing.
I know it's a guy thing. I got it. I understand most
yeah.
women hate the Three Stooges, and I can live with that. And I said, "Did you hear the story about Adolf Hitler, though?" And she said, "What?" I threw down the word Adolf Hitler. Right now, she's got to listen.
Right.
And it was the Three Stooges. This is as World War II was starting, and at the time, the government actually didn't want Hollywood making films about Adolf Hitler, about Germany, because they were worried they were going to be propaganda. So they asked them, please don't make these movies about it, because it's just going to incite people. It's going to be very emotional. We don't want propaganda. And you know what? Almost every Hollywood studio listened. They all listened, except for these three guys named Moe and Larry and Curly. It was the Three Stooges who were the first ones to parody Adolf Hitler on film. And they did it nearly 9 months before Charlie Chaplin did it in The Great Dictator, even though Chaplin usually gets the credit. And what I love about it is that they did it, and this is just incredible to me, they did it nearly 2 years before Pearl Harbor. Just think about that a moment. Nearly 2 years before Pearl Harbor, these guys are making fun of Hitler. And when you watch, you can look on YouTube. It's called You Nazty Spy, okay, is how they do it. When you look it up and you watch the video, they're actually talking not just about what happens at Malta, but they talk about a concentrated camp. That's what they call it, not a concentration camp, a concentrated camp. Nearly 2 years before Pearl Harbor, the Three Stooges are talking about this. They knew. People knew what was going on. And we can rewrite history all we want and say nobody knew, nobody knew. They had it on film talking about it at the time, nearly 2 years before Pearl Harbor. And it was these Three Stooges who actually stood up to the bully. And that's the lesson I want for my daughter, is sometimes you have to stand up to the bully. And it's a vital one. In fact, to this day, when you look and you see Moe from Moe, Larry, and Curly, when they ask what his favorite episode he ever did was, what their favorite short was, it was the one where they made fun of Hitler. It was these three Jews who stood up to the bully who had the biggest impact.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.